Hello guys and welcome to Point of View. This is the brand new Volkswagen Touareg, the 2018 model year. This car has the 3-liter turbo diesel with 210 kilowatts. This is the most expensive car Volkswagen offers right now. There will be a 4-liter diesel in the near future, but currently this 3-liter diesel is, believe it or not, 96,000 euros. Of course, this is a demo model and it's spec'd up to the brim, but still, for a Volkswagen, let's even it up, 100 grand. Is it a bit much? Is the car really worth this much money? So a bit of history at first. The Touareg was first introduced in 2002, see the model right here. Then the car was replaced by Generation 2 in 2010, which basically lasted until last year. The basic recipe hasn't changed. It's still a luxury SUV that basically compares itself to Audi Q7, BMW X5, many Land Rovers. And also this car is closely related to the Bentley Bentayga. And the big question for me is, and other reviewers have also mentioned it, is it worth this much money? Or is it a bargain Bentayga for basically a third of the money the Bentley costs? As you can see, the boot is quite big. If I had to guess, I think the Kodiaq was a bit bigger even. It's not, ginormous. To close the boot, just push the button. Note one thing, the electric tailgate is an optional extra, and so are a lot of things on this car. This is my driving position, decent amount of legroom. Now I especially like what they've done with the aluminium and the wood inlays here. It just looks so fancy and nice. So here is the handrest, no cup holders here, they are here, and they are soft and squishy. Handrest is soft, very nice, decent. While I'm sitting here, I might as well talk about the leather options. You see, as standard, this car comes with textile cloth seats. Now, yes, I'm aware that in some markets people prefer the cloth interior and leather isn't the best option, but I think, and I'm guessing 95% of the buyers who will spend, let's say 70, 80, even 90, even 100 grand on this car will want leather seats. So this is the key of the brand new Volkswagen Touareg. It's different than the regular Volkswagen models, and it should be since it's the flagship model. Now keyless entry isn't given as standard. Keyless go, on the other hand, is. To me, a car that costs this much money, keyless go shouldn't be an option, it should be as standard. But to start the car up, push the brake. Here is the start stop button. And the car fires right up. Okay, heated seat on, thank you very much, because it is freezing. Now, absolutely, the first thing you notice is this ginormous screen, and it is, apart from Tesla, I think the biggest automotive screen you can buy right now. Anyway, this screen is currently one of the best in the market, and it's because of its usability. There are few touchscreens around there in the car market that, have nailed it. Have nailed the usability. They are easy to use, understandable. Everything is basically where you think it should be. Climate control, seats, etc. down in the bottom half of the display. You have cooling seats, heated seats, massage seats. You can adjust the seats easily. Temperature control is simple to use. It doesn't go away. It's always there. whichever menu you go to, you know, it's always in the middle. If whatever you have navigation on, etc., it's always down there. It isn't lost. Perfect, fine. Previously I've said that navigation systems in cars don't work because we have Waze and mobile phones, and they have so much more processing power and, you know, information about speeding cameras and cops and etc. In this car, I'd say the navigation system works just because it's just so easy to use. Having said that, we move on to the second screen, and this is the digital dashboard. And again, I have to be honest, this is one of the best screens in the market. I don't like BMW's digital dashboard because it's not configurable. Audis, Volkswagens, Skodas, Bentleys, whatever, they have just nailed the digital dashboard. For example, if you don't want to see, you know, speedometer and tachometer, just push a view button and you get full navigation screen. So you can have something else here and a navigation screen here. It's just so easy to glare down. You don't even have to take your eyes off the road, really. You can easily see where you are, where you should be going. So you have telephone, you have head-up display, off-road, data, assists. But the best way to use this screen is with the navigation screen, and I prefer it. I didn't mention it, but the interior, as you see right here, is how future Volkswagen cars and even Audis will look like, because, you know, the screens aren't gonna get any smaller, they're just gonna get bigger. Audi, let's say Q8, now has 2 digital screens. Even the Lamborghini Urus has the same layout, and I've used it. It's not bad in any way, but I think if I had to choose, I like the one screen configuration. It's just, you know, cleaner. Drawing our attention down here, the gear selector has been redesigned as well. It's more Audi-ish now, big and chunky, and feels, you know, very solid in your hand. If you move further down, you have your volume control. Thank you, Volkswagen. I absolutely hate, you know, the volume buttons. If you have to push them while driving, you are gonna go mad. You really are. This scrolling wheel thing is solid. I like the feel of it. Very well done. Then you have 2 knobs to choose your driving modes: normal, comfort, sport, individual, off-road. Best to leave it in comfort, I think, or normal. The steering wheel is typical Volkswagen. I wish they had redesigned it a bit, because, you know, it's basically the one you get in a Golf or a Passat or whatever. I wish it was a bit special. Materials all around the car, you know, they look very elegant, very expensive. I especially like the wood inlays and the design, how it curves. You know, it's very, very, very beautiful. But, and I do have to complain, because there are scratchy bits in the middle console. Come on, Volkswagen, you're selling a car that's 100 grand. Yeah, okay, if spec'd out. If you buy this car without any options, it's 58,000 euros for the cheaper version, and for this 210 kilowatt version, it's 63,000 euros. But even then, it's not cheap, and, you know, materials like this shouldn't really be allowed, I think. But the rest of the car feels quite decent. Door pockets are lined in welt, nothing squeaks and nothing rattles. I feel comfortable, and that's the one thing I think that's very, very good about this car, is the driving ergonomics. The seat can be adjusted to a million ways. Even the side bolsters and the lower bolsters can be adjusted to hug you, and I feel like I'm driving a smaller car than it actually is. And one thing that really helps is the fact that the screen is slightly tilted towards the driver, not the passenger. So that also gives the feeling that, you know, you are in control and you're driving a car, not just, you know, sitting in it and car doing its stuff. But yeah, small things, small niggles. I don't like the middle console, and the same goes here. It's just a bit plasticky, but I'm really nitpicking here because the rest of the interior, it looks nice, it feels nice. Yeah. Is it as good as a Audi? Of course not. It can't be, because an Audi is an Audi and it's more in every way, basically. All the materials in Audi are just a little bit better. Then you might be asking, well, why should I choose the Volkswagen over the Audi? Well, the Audi currently is, let's say, a bit outdated. A newer model is coming pretty soon. And if you want the sort of, understated looks and not the badge of the Audi, the Volkswagen might be for you. If you look at the prices more closely and the options, the Q7 is basically the same. It's about 1,000-2,000 euros more expensive in base trim. The options are roughly the same. You have to option the hell out of these cars to get the most out of them, and in the end the price difference maybe 4,000-5,000 euros maximum. But if you're paying this much for a car, I don't think, let's say, even 5,000 euros matters to you that much. So it has to be down to preference. What do you like? If you like the Volkswagen brand and what it stands for, it's the car for you. If you want the Porsche-ness of the Audi, a little bit better details, maybe more options on the interior and the outside for color-wise, I think, maybe go for the Audi. But yeah, I really can't distinguish them, and I can't suggest you buy either one of them because they are both really good cars. And now, as I mentioned, options. This car as standard is 63,000 euros. As this car stands right now, it's 96,000 euros. 96,000 euros. The whole cockpit, the innovation cockpit that Volkswagen calls it, is around 3,000 euros. Automatic tailgate, an extra, optional extra. All the safety features, adaptive cruise control, blind spot assist. No wait, adaptive cruise control is as standard, but blind spot and lane keeping assist, etc., they are all an optional extra. If you want the R line, you are gonna have to pay. If you want a more, elegant design on the outside, you are gonna have to pay. Basically, if you want anything other than, the bare necessities, you're gonna have to pay. So what comes as standard, you might ask? Well, you get a navigation system. It's the 9.2-inch version of basically the top model you get in the Passat and the Golf. So it's not a bad display in any way. It's very good. You get heated seats, you get 18-inch alloys, you get full LED headlights. I think Volkswagen has, optioned it poorly. Because if it had given, for example, leather seats and the automatic tailgate as standard and maybe some more options, the car would be a serious contender because it would be cheaper than the Audi. You'd get more for your money. But as it is right now, you're really not getting more because the engines are the same. It's basically impossible to distinguish these cars. We might talk about the elephant in the room, the Bentley Bentayga. Not a very good looking car. To me, this Volkswagen looks prettier, but the Bentayga optioned out is roughly 3 times as much as this car. 3 times. If you compare the Bentayga and the Touareg is an absolute bargain. But if you compare the Touareg to the Kodiaq, is it quieter on the inside? I'd say no. It's about the same. More tech, yes, of course. But in the newer Kodiaqs, you will get digital dashboard. Yes, you don't have the big, ginormous touchscreen, but you get a normal touchscreen and it's not that bad, really. Interior quality, yes, the Skoda is a bit down, but not by a big margin. If you get the Kodiaq that's available right now, the 140 kilowatt diesel, the 2-liter diesel, it's basically half the price of this car. Half the price. And I'm not sure I can tell you that this Touareg is twice as good as the Kodiaq. Yes, I prefer the 3-liter diesel. I have to say that the 3-liter diesel is worth the extra money, but I still think the Touareg is a bit too expensive for its own good. So as we are talking about the engine, the 3-liter diesel is an absolute peach in this car. It doesn't use a lot of fuel. Average is about 6.6, and since I'm driving it and I've averaged 7.5, I believe 6.6 is actually doable. Gearbox is new as well. No DSG here. This is an 8-speed ZF gearbox, which means it's a regular automatic, free of all juddering and stuff like that. It's buttery smooth in upshifts, in downshifts. I really can't complain. So what else about the Touareg? I like the car. I like what it stands for. I believe that it has a place in the market because the SUV, the SUV market is overloaded by options currently. I want to believe that there is a person who likes the understated looks. Well, it's not subtle, but it's almost understated compared to Q8s and Q7s and Land Rovers. This is a great car. If I had to niggle, I think it's a bit too expensive and it should have more standard options. But then again, most cars these days don't have a lot as standard, and if they do, they are more expensive. If you compare the rivals, the Lexus is a bit cheaper. The RX 450, and the Volvo XC90 is a bit cheaper as well. If you compare option by option, by engine, you really can't distinguish them, because if you like diesel, it's one of the best, really. And yeah, this was my short review of the Volkswagen Touareg. If you like it, please like, share and subscribe. And yeah, see you again, guys. Bye bye.